As of the 1st of July, Indians who have taken the Covishield may not be able to travel within the European Union. This is because the European Union has approved something called a green pass. It's kind of a vaccine passport which will allow people who have been immunized or who have tested negative for COVID-19 or who have antibodies to travel within countries of the European Union. Now there are 4 vaccines that are on the approved list for this green pass. They include one by AstraZeneca, Pfizer-BioNTech, Moderna, as well as Johnson & Johnson. Now here is where things get a little complicated. While the vaccine manufactured by AstraZeneca, that's the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, and now sold under the brand name VaxZevria, is allowed on this list, the same vaccine, which is manufactured in India by the Serum Institute of India and sold under the brand name Covishield, is not on that list. So the vaccines are the same, but the manufacturers and the brands are different, the brands under which they're sold, and hence it's not on the approved list. Now, as you can imagine, this has caused some worry, some concern, and in some quarters a furore as well. There have been reports that the Indian government is trying to address this diplomatically with the European Union. Adar Poonawalla, the CEO of Serum Institute of India, tweeted out today that he was taking up these matters at a diplomatic level as well. And we have learned that the Serum Institute of India has also applied for approval of Covishield specifically from the European Medical Agency. Now, a couple of questions that emerge. Number one, if both the vaccines are same and made by the same manufacturer, AstraZeneca, then why this distinction in allowing one and not allowing the other? Is it just a matter of process where Serum Institute of India did not follow the process and apply separately to the EMA and get Covishield listed? That's the second question, that have we really gotten stuck in that bureaucracy and not really put our vaccine forth for approval? But the biggest and the largest question is this a form of vaccine discrimination? Because remember, exactly 4 vaccines have been allowed onto this list. Now, how many countries are these vaccines available in? AstraZeneca is available in many more countries, but this leaves out not just Covishield and of course India's vaccine Covaxin. It also leaves out Sputnik. It also leaves out the Chinese made vaccines and many more which may be available in other parts of the country or in parts of the world, but not really in developed Western nations. This is a worry which will continue to grow over time as restrictions are lifted, as more and more people across the globe get vaccinated. The question of who is let in and who is left out and what are the parameters of this. Remember, vaccines like Pfizer, BioNTech, Moderna, and even J&J are not really available everywhere. A lot of nations have decided to go in for their indigenous vaccines, which may be cheaper, easier to produce, and that technology may be available for them because their priority is to safeguard people. So will people who don't have access to these specific vaccines be left out, not be allowed to travel globally, will not be allowed into certain countries? And is that vaccine apartheid really the way to go as we hope to keep the entire world safe? So there is much more to this story than just Serum Institute of India not having applied in time or perhaps being overlooked by the European Union for its candidature. It also includes the question of who the EU lets in and who they decide to leave out.